All right, welcome back here to the Hill. So 77 days away from election night, a new Decision Desk HQ polling shows that Kamala Harris is gaining some pretty big ground on Donald Trump. Here with me now, the man who knows it all, breaking down the numbers, Scott Tranter, Data Science Director, Decision Desk HQ. Good to see you, my man. So let's go through some of the numbers, and let's start with this. This is just general election polling. When you look all across the country, you can see sort of two different races here, right? Trump up 2 last month, but today she's up 3. What's your takeaway?
I mean, it's a 3-point movement, but for someone who looks at this every day, that is a big movement, and that is why we have that vibe shift, right? Like a month ago, we were thinking Donald Trump was going to walk away with this. Now we're not so certain, and that's what that 3-point shift does.
All right, let's get into the states here because that's
where
that's what matters. All right, so Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania, when you look at Trump-Harris head-to-head, she's up +1. When you throw RFK Jr. into the mix, she is then up +2. The state of Wisconsin, which we started the show off, she is up 4. Takeaway is RFK influence, maybe Wisconsin solid blue, what?
Well, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, and we didn't talk about Michigan because that one kind of went away. But again, we were talking about this 6 weeks ago. Donald Trump had a couple-point lead in each of those states and was slightly favored to win in the model. That's not the case today. So that is, again, the vibe shift, but in states that are going to decide the election. One thing I'd point out, you mentioned RFK, right? We heard him in the news today that RFK is talking about dropping out, maybe even endorsing Donald Trump.
We're going to get to that in a second.
Right? We're going to talk about that in Pennsylvania because that stuff matters.
In Pennsylvania. All right, and you see those numbers there. Virginia, when this was a Trump-Biden race, there was a question of maybe Virginia swings red. Maybe Donald Trump picks Glenn Youngkin as his running mate. Maybe. You're saying now this has swung the complete opposite direction.
Yeah, look, Virginia fundamentally, and I understand that Glenn Youngkin won that gubernatorial race and he's a Republican, but he barely won that. Fundamentally, Virginia is a Democratic state. So for someone like Kamala Harris to win it, Donald Trump to win it, he's got to be 3-4 points ahead in the statewide polls. And so the fact that she's 2 or 3 points ahead right now is why we have it where it is.
You guys at DDHQ have this awesome model where you don't necessarily lean on polling, but the probability of someone winning or losing. You paused it.
Yes.
Rightfully so, once the race totally changed. If you had it right now, where do you suspect it? I think it's coming back soon. Where do you suspect it would be?
Yeah, so it's coming back public Monday, but I'll tell you where it is today.
There we go.
I was looking at it before it came.
Give us the good stuff.
Kamala Harris, 52% chance likely to win, which when we had to shut it down when Biden dropped out, it was Donald Trump, 58%. So that's a pretty big point flip change.
House, Senate?
House, Senate, still about a 70% chance Republicans take the Senate. And at the House level, it's about a 60% chance the Republicans take it. But it's razor thin. We think it's 219 seats to the Republicans.
But on the presidential level, just a coin flip. Put two names in a hat and pick it out is kind of where we are.
We got 85 days left. This is going to go back and forth.
All right, Scott Tranter, DDHQ. Thank you, sir.
Thank you for watching. And make sure you go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.